We're going to carry on our simple tips series today for brand new Fortnite Save the World players, and in today's video we're going to cover your Llama Shop. Now the Llama Shop is going to cover everything from X-ray, loot and items. If you do need any further assistance on any other aspect of Fortnite Save the World, there will be many links in the description which will help you out. But for your X-ray tab, now this is where you can purchase llamas. If you are an old founder, you will be able to earn V-Bucks through playing certain missions, but for brand new players you will get X-ray tickets instead. Now we do quite often get special mission alerts which will give these X-ray tickets or V-Bucks, depending on who you are, as a reward. If not, then you will need to go and purchase V-Bucks from the store in order to get these llamas. The llamas themselves can contain anything from weapon schematics, heroes, survivors, defenders. There's so much that you can get from these. Some are better than others, but it's going to be personal preference whether you personally want to spend that amount on any given llama. So we will have basic, what I call blue llamas. They're going to give you like blue schematics, blue heroes, nothing too fancy. I wouldn't really worry about those. You will also be able to get what is called a silver upgrade llama, and that one quite often is going to give you like epic schematics and epic heroes. And then you will have your legendary llama, which is going to give you legendary heroes, legendary weapons. Sometimes you can even get a mythic hero or survivor in there as well, so do keep a check on those. One other thing to note as well, we do quite often get free upgrade llamas which will only be around for around about an hour each time. There is no set given time they will come out. They can come out at any random time, so do keep a check out for free upgrade llamas. You can really get some good stuff out of these upgrade llamas for free. Now we do have a additional llama available to us as well, and these again do change on a daily basis. Today we have a legendary troll loot truck llama, and that is going to give us a variety of survivors and weapons. Now again, these can be either in blue, silver or gold. These will range anything from 150 tickets all the way up to 1,500 tickets for these llamas, and it will determine what you are going to receive in them. Now myself personally, 1,500 V-Bucks is a heck of a lot to spend on a llama, so it's going to really have to have something really worthwhile in there for me to spend that much on a llama. But that is your personal preference. If you feel that that llama is worth spending that amount of tickets or V-Bucks on, then by all means go ahead and get them. So next up we have is the loot tab. Now this will show you your seasonal event llamas. Every few months we do have new seasons come in on Fortnite Save the World, and with each new season we will have different event llamas. You will obtain your llama tickets for these just by playing normal missions and events and getting those tickets from there. Do make sure that you try and collect as many as you can from each different season. Any tickets from here that you have left at the end of each season will automatically be converted into those llamas anyway. You cannot store them up for later on. Now you can get some really good items. The current event, the Lunar event, I wouldn't say is probably not the best event for getting stuff from, but to be honest, you're going to be obtaining these tickets anyway through general gameplay, so even if they're weapons or heroes and things that you don't use or don't want to use, then you can always recycle them, get your training manuals and XPs for other items down the road. So next up we have then is your items tab. Now this covers both your weekly items on the right hand side and your event items. Now the event items will get updated on a weekly basis, and they will add in heroes and schematics in there. Now some of these can be really good to try and get, and you will obtain gold through your general missions that you play. Now, another way that you can obtain gold is through endurance runs. Endurances are what you will complete in your Storm Shield defenses after completing all 10 SSDs. And endurance runs, if you do have AFK builds for those, can mean getting a lot of gold, and it can then mean you get a lot out of your event store items. If you do need builds on some of the endurance runs, then I do have AFK builds. They will be linked in the descriptions. Do go and check those. But yeah, gold can be quite hard to come by. You will only get a certain amount of it, a tiny amount of it for each mission that you generally complete. Whereas if you do endurance runs, and most definitely AFK endurance runs, you're going to be able to get a lot out of that, which will enable you to buy a lot from your event store and weekly store. Do try and get as many of these as you can. Quite often they can be really, really good. Now, Wukong can be a great hero for getting just for the perk that comes with him, not the greatest of hero himself. Anti-Cuddle Sarah, highly recommend that if you can get that. But of course, by the time you're watching this video, this event store may be completely different. We may be on a different season, so I won't go too much into what's the best to get at the moment. Armory Slots, that will increase the amount of storage space you will have for holding schematics and heroes and survivors, things like those. So you can always get those if you need a bit more space, but there's always quite a lot in here for you to try and get. Personally, I don't recommend getting the rare loot schematic or the epic loot schematic. The chances are you're probably going to get those schematics anyway, and I wouldn't really waste your gold on them. Now, that is your event items. Now, next up we have the weekly items, which, as it says, will get updated on a weekly basis. Now, this generally gives you sort of basic heroes, basic weapons, basic defenders that you can obtain through the game. You don't necessarily have to purchase those. It is entirely up to you whether you want to or not. But some things that I do recommend you get from the weekly items if you have enough gold. I recommend Legendary Flux. You may not need it now, but later on down the road, there's very limited places you can get your Legendary Flux, so I definitely recommend trying to get those now if you can. Don't worry so much about the weapons or survivors, things like those. You'll get those as you play as well. Now, these ones are called evolution materials. We have your storm shards, Eye of the Storm. We've also got lightning in a bottle and pure drops of rain. I highly recommend stocking up on these early on, because you will need those a lot later down the road. Same with perk ups, you can purchase those if you wish. Probably rare fluxes, I don't really think I've ever bought any rare flux from this store. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Early game, you may want to get some reperk resources. Late game, you're going to end up with so much of it that you won't know what to do with it. But early game, you can definitely get some of those. They will assist you in reperking your weapons and getting better perks on them. But again, that's entirely up to you. I highly recommend the evolution materials though, and I highly recommend the Legendary Flux. But as said, these will change on a weekly basis, so you'll have different items coming in every week. So that is your Llama shop. Hopefully this video does help you out. If it does, don't forget to drop me a like. Comments are always appreciated. There'll be many links in the description that will help you out further in your Save the World journey. But until the next one, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay safe, Commanders, and I will see you on the next one.